Alright, so today, Justin, we're going to be doing what's called the Ebling test. And what an Ebling test is a sub-maximal test to see what your VO2 max is. Do you know what VO2 max is? Have you heard of it before?
Heard of it. I don't know, I've seen like people on bikes with these masks on.
Sure,
They're giving her, that's all I really know.
Yeah. So that would be like a maximal, right? So that's one way to test it. You'll see like Oilers do it pre-game. That's or in preseason training. So what a VO2 max is a general number that we can use to see your efficiency on not only oxygen intake but utilization. So it gives us a general idea of how fit you are. So by doing the submaximal, it's kinder and gentler on you, fortunately. So today's test, we're going to start with a warm-up. We just want to be at a pace that's pretty comfortable. Then we're going to move to the actual test, which will bump up the incline to about 5 degrees. And then from there, we're keeping the same speed, and we just want to see if we can get your heart rate to stay the same within that 5 minutes chunk of time. 5 minutes kind of maximum we're looking at there. Then we'll bring the incline back down, cool you off, keep the speed about the same, or drop it down to a little bit so you're feeling recovered. Okay. Afterwards, we'll kind of decompress and look at what the results tell us about your current state of fitness.
Okay.
Cool. So we'll go ahead and get started. We got the heart rate going, and you can turn on the treadmill, and we'll start at a speed that's, I'm going to say, somewhere between 2.5 and 4 miles an hour. We'll see how you're feeling speed-wise. We want it to feel natural, so you don't have to hold on to the machine. And so it doesn't feel like you're going too slow. So you can go ahead and just toy with it. Wherever you're feeling good, we'll just start right there.
Okay.
Alright, so we'll start at 3, and we'll just keep that for the test. 3 is probably pretty good speed for you.
Okay.
So, I'll be checking in with you a little bit throughout this test, but I won't be cracking jokes, elevating your heart rate, not saying I'm funny or anything, but just want to make sure that we're not kind of getting some funky numbers through this whole process.
Okay. So does the sub-maximal, or whatever that word is, give similar results to the maximum? Or what's the advantage of doing this?
Yeah, it's more so we're looking at, between those two tests, A, client's comfort level, right? And B, even like your involvement, right? So if I say, right off the hop, we're going to do a maximal test of your fitness, if you're not invested or you're maybe not up to it, it takes a pretty special condition to get a true maximal results, right? So you're dealing with a headache, or you're feeling a little bit funky in the guts, or hungover, sure. Yeah, you know, that can affect it, right?
Yep. So
that's one of it. You're going to get similar results, right? When it comes down to it, the numbers are going to probably be within spitting distance of each other.
Okay.
But it's just giving us a general idea. Right.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Feeling good so far?
Yeah.
Yeah. So about a minute and a half-ish in. Going for another 2.5 minutes approximately.
Okay.
And warm up before we get going. Have you done much of any sort of like cardio testing or assessment before?
No, well, there's like it's called the 12-minute run and football tryouts. Yeah, that's probably the last time.
Okay. Cool. How's your breathing feeling? Pretty relaxed, or is the skin a little bit more difficult to breathe, or pretty standard?
I don't think it's at resting breathing anymore, but I'm not like grasp or gasping for
Yeah.
breath. Kind of.
Oh, that's good.
Does it matter? Like, should I be breathing through my nose, my mouth? Doesn't matter.
Whatever you feel more comfortable. Some people prefer breathing through the nose. They're able to. Some people just go default to the mouth to get more oxygen in. Depends on, whatever your body kind of will automate to will probably line up there.
It's probably, would you say it's optimal to breathe through your nose though? Like, even when I'm working out otherwise, like, should I try to breathe through my nose if possible?
Yeah, it can be beneficial. I don't know if optimal is the right word. Like, you know, if you're going for a heavy lift, you might do that first inhale through the nose, trying to breathe out, coming out of a squat or bench press through your nose, especially a heavy one, might be a little bit tricky to do.
Yeah.
But other than that, you know, if you're just doing some cardio, there are templates of training where you only run as far as long as you can, breathe comfortably through your nose, then you drop back down to a walk, and then when you're recovered, you pick up the running again. So you can get into also stimulating your parasympathetic nervous system by breathing through the nose, as opposed to always hammering the sympathetic. But that's a deeper concept and conversation.
Parasympathetic is the, which one again? Is that the emergency one or the other one's
No,
the
parasympathetic is kind of, it brings everything down,
Okay.
rest and digest. So, all right, so you can go ahead and bump up your incline to 5. So we'll keep at the same pace, a little bit of incline until your heart rate kind of, it should raise up a little bit to accommodate for the incline,
Yeah.
and then kind of level off and accommodate for the change completely.
Are we waiting till heart rate gets to a certain level or just?
Yeah, we want to kind of go about a 5 beat distance. So we're not trying to hit a certain number, just from minute to minute. We want to make sure that it's hitting in about a 5 beat span of the last tested amount.
Okay. Why is the mask involved with the maximal test?
That's a different beast altogether. You're actually kind of, I believe with that one, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not 100% sure, I'm pretty sure the nose is actually pitched off, so it's like it's kind of a deeper measure, and they might be at the same time testing stuff like lung volume and that sort of stuff, so it's just a deeper, more robust test, I believe. Again, I haven't done too much research into that.
Yeah.
But, you know, and plus it also kind of, it forces them, they might be able to test, you know, the oxygen carbohydrate, or carbon dioxide exchange rate. So it kind of forces them to inhale a certain air mixture, and then they can measure an exhale. But, yeah, I'm not exactly sure.
Cool.
That would be my best assumption.
Yeah.
Knowing what I know about it. How's the incline feeling?
Those are good.
Okay. Feet are good, knees are good, everything's feeling good body-wise?
Yep.
And how things look, we might get our last minute here, depending on So you can drop the incline back down to 0. And then if you wish, you can bring your speed down a little bit. So remember when I asked you about your breath and like you're trying to describe it? So you want to get back to that point and maybe a little bit below there in terms of comfort and ease of breath.
Okay.
I'll give you 2 or 3 minutes. We'll see how it goes. And if you need more time, you can definitely take it.
Okay.
So ease of breathing at the peak of that 4 minutes test compared to when I asked you before, like, was it that much harder to breathe or?
No, like, I felt like I needed to yawn a couple times.
Sure, yeah.
But other than that, it's very similar.
Okay.
I guess what I'm noticing more actually is now that I'm talking, I'm noticing.
starting to need to catch up.
Yeah.
No, that's cool.
Pretty close to back to normal here.
Good. We'll go for probably another minute and a half.
Okay.
And afterwards, you can kind of just chill out and I'll crunch some numbers and we'll have a quick discussion about the outcome of the test and what those numbers kind of mean in your current standings in terms of overall fitness and especially cardiovascular fitness.
Right.
So we have about 45 seconds left and then we'll chill out.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and shut down the treadmill. Alright, so as a result of the little test we did, the submaximal VO2 max test that we did, it took your steady state heart rate, so the heart rate that you achieved when we're at between minutes 3 and 4, the final minute there on the incline. Those actually, minute 3 and minute 4 were both at 127 beats per minute. So that was bang on. It wasn't, we didn't have to go longer. So we took that, took your age and put it into an equation. So this equation came out with a number of 40.78. Okay? So all that really tells us is that when you look at, there's a table that we have access to that gives us a general health benefit rating, okay? Which kind of points to, again, your current state of conditioning fitness. For your age, you're sitting at a poor rating, which only means that there's room for improvement, right? So rarely will you see somebody peak out on that scale, but that's just what that's telling us right now. So is that adjustable? Of course, right? You go and do some endurance or cardiovascular training, and that number will slowly creep up every time we do some sort of testing. Okay?
So what's really poor, what's average, what's great?
Average, off the top of my head, I don't have the numbers. I could take a look at that and get back to you.
Okay.
It's, you know, you're sitting, I think I want to say the average, or the poor number, like the threshold, is like 41 point something. So that's, if you're above that, you're beyond poor, you're kind of below average, okay, or fair. One of the two ratings off the top of my head, I can't remember what they
Gotcha.
are. But, so I'm going to say for somebody your age, If you're sitting at like 50, 55, that's a big span, but that's probably a pretty good spot to be. It's kind of interesting because those numbers will kind of just correlate to generally how you feel, right? Like, so if you went for a walk every day for an hour, and after 2 months, it's just asking like, what's the difficulty of that walk like? And if that number starts to come down, we test your VO2 max, it probably is going to go up.
Right.
So, yeah. How you feeling after the fact, and do you have any other questions that I can hopefully answer?
Feeling fine, and no more questions.
Perfect. Cool. Well,
Cool.
thanks for participating.